What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me back here at the garage, and I just mopped my floor and I'm feeling good. Worries no more. And I want to welcome you guys back to a toolbox tour video. So I have a toolbox here and you have a tour guide. I guess that's me. I want to say thank you to everybody that started following me on Instagram. I think that's really cool. I post up stupid stuff on there. If you want to, I'm Noah Howdy. That's 2 H's, Noah Howdy. Noahho. How do you spell howdy? Anyway, that's not the point. The point is to get into these drawers and get our hands dirty. And I can reminisce about using these tools and what works good and what sucks. So join me as we go into this drawer is going to be metal stuff, I think, is the theme of this drawer. So let's get into this sucker. All right, so in we go. Gosh, where to start? Actually, this tool goes to another tool that I have, which I should show y'all. Since the last drawer that I showed you was drill bits, check out my drill here. This is my Delta Milwaukee Homecraft old school hardcore drill, and I have a stretchy hose here and a regulator. But let me get some more light over here. Alright, that should be a little better. But yeah, here is the more information on this bad boy that has been around for a while and is adjustable. This is adjustable. Here's the arm. And it moves like so. To press the drill into things, and you can see the action there. And I am clumsy, but it's belt driven, and look at all this fun that it does. It goes around these pulleys, and it has an adjuster back here to tighten, and you can change the torque and speed rate right here. So let's put this thing in action and try not to hurt ourselves. Watch your fingers. Oh yeah. Look at that glorious action. Huh? It has a stop on it. Impressive stuff, am I right? But anyway, that thing is a lifesaver. It really helps out. I hate drilling stuff by hand for hours. Anyway, getting back into this, let's get serious. I have some vice grip clamps for holding things down on the drill. I think I was just using these on the drill. These are vice grip, the original. And these are good for just welding stuff in general, like pinching things together and holding them together while you're throwing welds on things. Let's see, I have exhaust expanders, pipe diameter expanders, so that you can do slip fits. And if you just need to adjust things, or if you drop something and it bends the end and you can't slip things together, you can stretch it to a round shape using this. And I think this is actually from Harbor Freight. And I think I have another one of those in here that's a different diameter. And if I don't, then it's probably just in the wrong drawer somewhere. What else can we say? This is just stainless steel wire to hold things together and whatnot, again, while you're welding. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away. And then here's a C-clamp that has 3 clamps. Bolt cutters that don't work super well, but I have them for those bigger wire jobs. They have a pretty cool reduction action to them for extra torque. A metal scraper for getting into those hard to reach places. Oh, this thing. This you loop around an exhaust, right? And then you squeeze it. It grabs right there, and you squeeze it, and then you rotate it, and these little discs cut into the metal. This one doesn't work very well. I've had some that have worked really well, but this is a Brand X, I think. I don't know, I was just disappointed with it. It's a Cal van, made in the USA. It really doesn't work very well. I tried and I tried. These are my torch goggles. And they work pretty good for eye protection when you're using a torch and looking at extreme light sources. Not welding glasses, torch glasses. And then I have various discs, cutting wheels, grinding wheels. I have my cheap riveter in here. That works great. Other clamps just to hold things together, and man, what a mess. I got a kit at Harbor Freight that has a bunch of, was that Harbor Freight? I don't know. Has a bunch of these are like pipe cleaner pieces, but you can put them on your drill. And I got plastic ones, brass ones, metal ones, and they come in super handy. Like when I'm doing a brake job and I have calipers and the sliders are stuck and you just barely get it off, and you can run it into the hole where the slide pin is, and it does wonders to clean the junk that's out of there. You know, any bore, maybe cross-threaded something, you want to clean it out, maybe this will work good, but I don't know, I just like having weird stuff like this in my toolbox. Got a pipe cutter. There's a big clamp for when I'm hoisting engines up. I think you've also seen there's a hook for when I am hoisting engines out of cars. I mean, I threw these things in here a long time ago. I have another place where I keep this stuff in a hardware bin, but it's funny to find these in here. I'm gonna add those to it. And you'll also notice that I have a bunch of blades for my Sawzall, and I keep them in here. Looks like most of these are wood because I'm primarily using metal blades, which I think I've gotten at Costco. And this one's chock full of metal blades. So this is my good stock. These are just my old leftovers that I still have. This is a heat glove. And I got this when I was a real dummy back in the day. And I would just grab hot exhausts. Or if I was working by an exhaust, I'd burn myself. And with this, I can work around the exhaust, like doing hot oil changes and trying to get the filter off. 'Cause yeah, it's like, I don't know, Kevlar or something, coated. But it's really handy. And as you can see, I did use it a lot. I don't use it much now. I'm just super careful and I know what to look for, but this makes me feel like a Ninja Turtle or something when I'm wearing it. I like it. Various things for my grinder, more clamps, safety glasses because safety first, a bunch of rivets, yeah, and I guess I'll show you my my Sawzall here. I got a bunch of various DeWalt tools, and this is my heavy-duty Sawzall that gets her done. And you know how I like yellow, so yeah, and see it has a metal blade on it. Nothing sexual about that. Look at that action on the trigger. Look how finely you can control it. So when you're starting a cut, it's a beautiful thing. And then it sparks in here. Hopefully that's not too loud for you, and if it is, I apologize. But that's my Sawzall that I use to cut things. I cut a suspension out of a car recently. And this here is my grinder. It's just, you know, I took off the shroud so I could extra be dangerous and try to kill myself. But it looks like I got a cutting wheel on it because I was cutting something. But it's also noisy. Would you like to hear it? Here it go. Don't touch it because that'll cut you real quick. But it's got a little lock button that locks this so you can untool it and swap out the cutting medium that you have on there. But that's my DeWalt grinder that has a cutting wheel on it. There is the number on it. Boom. Then the last piece of DeWalt machinery that I have here, cutting tools, is this here jigsaw. And it's got a broken, is that broken? No, it's not broken, piece on it. And this one is really nice. You can change all the angles on it. And it's got a really nice lock and unlock mechanism on it that I appreciate. And also, again, really great speed control and also a speed locking control here, which I appreciate very much. These are all these DeWalt tools are worth their weight. They're worth the money and they're worth their weight, and I do love them. And they match my light, so you gotta love it. I knew this guy. My dad was friends with this guy, and he used to say, "You gotta love it," like constantly. He had a boat. "We're going on the boat today. You gotta love it." He was like the mild-mannered Randy Savage. That guy was awesome. I bet he is so dead right now because that guy lived a mile a minute. But anyway, I guess that's it for this one. Let's see what's next. All right, here we go. And it's a sad fact that this is the most time I've spent in these drawers. Probably since I got them and threw tools in them for the very first time. Because I just use these, you know, I don't come in here and piddle paddle with stuff, but looks like I've been keeping my booze stash in here for those really extra tough days. Who gave me these? I think I have a rep that delivers booze, and he gave me a couple bottles, and on those bottles it had these drinks. Evan Williams, Honey Reserve, Cinnamon Reserve, Kentucky Liquor, smooth, baby. Yeah, I should get into those. Ooh. So, what we have here is these are for, what those are spring compressors, individual ones, and I have a couple that I use all the time, which is these ones, and then I have a couple ones that are just in the waiting, because if one of these bends or looks like suspect at all, I want to get rid of it and have a brand new one, because these are for when I'm doing stuff, and I'm usually having my giant clamshell, which is this guy right here, and this is really a nice piece because it has these little safety latches that lock into the spring coils, and then I welded these little pieces here so they don't slip off. But I feel pretty comfortable using this. Sometimes it's under a lot of load, a lot of tension, and that's when I use these guys to add support. Or if I can't grab it quite right with that tool, then I bust these out to help situate it. I have 4 of these, and they're just there in a pickle. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have a spring combination that doesn't match up, so you need something like that. And I used to use a wall mount. I used to have a wall mount spring compressor, which is the best way to go, and it has 3 prongs. You know, like 2 here and 1 here on each end. And you have two free hands, but I just usually throw them in the vise and get it done that way, and it's not bad. This is my ball joint separator, and this is the one that I use the most on Asian cars for like lower ball joints and tie rod ends and stuff like that. Harbor Freight, and I've been using it for 5 years and no problem. So hats off to Harbor Freight. Here's some generic pullers that I think also come from Harbor Freight, and these I don't think they work very well. If you gotta spend some extra money on a puller, spend some money on a good puller. These things, they just sometimes don't work right. Like the angles of this aren't very good, and I don't know. I've just had not the best luck with these, but for the price, I just bought them and they're in my box in case I need them. This one has worked really well for me. I don't think this is a Harbor Freight one. I can't remember where I got this, but this one I've had fond memories of. And also in this drawer here is my pilot bearing puller tool, which this was expensive, worth every penny. Scorched components, made with globally sourced components. What does that say? Made in USA. It's an OTC tool. See, there you go. OTC is kind of the business when it comes to professional grade tools. I mean, look at the finish. The finish on this thing. Look at the fit and the finish. I think it goes along with the song very nicely. But that's a nice piece. I got more cutters in here, which, you know, have never been used. Like, I don't even know. Here's the other exhaust expander. Another jaw of life tool. Then I have the amp hound, the Blue Point amp hound. So it's supposed to help you find draws and stuff like that, and it hit and miss with me. I'm not a huge fan of it, but and then I got a magnetic mount for a dial indicator to measure run out and stuff. And I think that's about it for this drawer here. And you think my toolbox is exciting? Look at my recycling box there. But this is my drawer. Top drawer, black box, upper left side. I just go in here for zip ties. I just grab zip ties out of here, and paper bag or plastic bags, Ziploc bags for organizing things, keeping things clean and whatnot. But I have a few extra large zip ties. If they're really struggling to get away, you can keep them at bay with these ones. These are the standard ones that I use. They're about this long. Then I have the shorter ones, and I have tiny ones, and then different colors. I have some sealant in here for I don't know why, and then some chain, random chain. So restraining things. This is the restraint drawer. Show some restraint, right? I also keep an oil filter tool in here, and then I got another oil filter tool that I keep in that drawer, but it's out and about. Let me find that sucker. So this is it, and you can put a socket or a 3/4 drive or 3/8 drive. And as you can see, as it spins, it tightens. So it'll grab an oil filter and spin it tight or loose. And I keep this in here just for easy access, baby. And more safety goggles. So yeah, that's just this drawer. Moving on. This is basically my odds and ends drawers. I have a set of Craftsman Premium wrenches in here. So for like, if I need dual 14s, I have them. But these are actually really nice. You know, they're not snap-on, but and they're not flank drive, but the finish is really nice, and the fitment is really nice, and they're good length, you know, for good torque and things like that. But then I have a set of standard sockets of various sizes, and then I have a bunch of old, ancient sockets that I would use for hammering onto rounded off bolts or nuts, or if I need like a 12-point something strange. I mean, I have just bizarre. Here's a 3/4 drop forged in Taiwan. I mean, just this is my extras, you know, the ones that I don't use. Here's a bunch of 1/4 drive, standard and metric, odds and ends. Like here's a 9mm, just in here. So yeah, just really bizarre sets of mostly cheap tools. What else is interesting? I don't know. Oh, I used to use this for wing nuts for air filter housings on carburetors. You know what I'm saying. So that's gonna do it for this one. I want to thank you for joining me as always, and you know, I try to get 4 drawers done at a time or so, and that takes about 20 minutes or something like that. So that time is about up, and hopefully you saw some interesting things. It just looks like a bunch of old tools to me. But yeah, I hope you liked the drill press that I have over here. That's one of my faves currently. But what else? What else should I say? Yeah, I mean, if you like tool videos, I've got a ton of them. If you're subscribed, you've already seen them all, and you're super bored of them. But go check those out if you haven't. And I would just like to thank all my subscribers and the people that like my videos, and the people that I've become friends with from the channel. I just want to say, awesome community, and thanks for the support and love and kind things to say, and even the weird, hateful things are always entertaining as well. I won't deny. But yeah, have a great weekend or week or whatever it is while you're watching this, and keep on rocking in the free world, and dun 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 dun. Peace. But as a quick bonus, I've been wanting to open this up for quite a while. It is a spill-proof funnel kit, and these are one of my favorite tools, and I had to buy a new one because the fittings, they'll lose their seal over time, and they'll be crappy. And then this one comes with all kinds of delightful colors, so let's open this bad boy up and see how fantastic it is. So another thing that I like about this one, that the ones that I've had in the past have not had, that this one has, is it has a lid. And that's really great, because what you can do is you hook this up, and this is for coolant systems, by the way. And I use it to diagnose head gasket leaks mostly. If you see bubbles coming up out of this once the coolant system is filled, then you have head gasket problems typically. So this one has a lid, which is really good for storing all this crap, but it's also good for if you want to do emissions diagnosis and you have a sniffer that reads hydrocarbons and stuff. You can also figure out head gasket leaks by that way, by putting in your probe into here. And if it's bubbling and you stick your probe in here, and you will see hydrocarbons, because it is unburnt fuel from the combustion chamber, or burnt fuel that comes from the combustion chamber that comes through the cooling system and comes out of here. But this is also just really nice. I'm really happy to have this lid. I don't know if it seals really well, but it has all this writing on the top of it. Do not open cap if radiator is hot. Goes without saying, right? But look at these color-coded, right? The cap and the adapter are color-coded so that you're not trying to figure out which one goes with which I used to do all the time, because the kit that I had never was like that. But this is a huge upgrade with color coordination. I saw an all green kit and I thought of my buddy Spinner, because I should give you a tour of that toolbox of his. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see if Spinner is down with that. If Spinner's down with that, you're in for a treat, because his toolbox, and he's a wonderful guy. He brought that motorcycle by that you saw. If you look back into my videos, there was an insane bike build that was done for the company that he works for. I'll see if he's down for that. If he is, you're welcome. And then it has all these adapters. It has an extension, like a 45, two 45s. Look at that. 3 45s. I don't want to hear any complaints about not having enough options for curves there. But yeah, that's my new funnel. It's my new funnel. How's that gonna work? I don't think that's gonna work, but that's that. Thanks again for joining me. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.